Hello everyone and welcome back to Destiny. We are continuing our Destiny 2 analysis with some pretty great news that was dropped in the latest This Week in Bungie blog regarding how hosts, servers, and connections are going to work for Destiny 2's Crucible. And yes, it does have to do with dedicated servers, and as one of my favorite streamers, Professor Broman, said it best, dedicated servers have become somewhat of a meme at this point. And if you're just following the ebb and flow of the conversation, you've probably heard a couple things. One, that dedicated servers are the greatest of things, and that Destiny 2 doesn't have dedicated servers and is going to be absolute garbage as a result. Well, in this video, I'm hoping to also bust some of those myths, so let's get right into it. In the latest This Week in Bungie blog, they broke down exactly how the Crucible servers are going to work in Destiny 2 in pretty deep detail. So as you might know, currently in Destiny 1, there are no dedicated servers, which means the games are hosted on a player, and then you interact with that host. And then on the other hand, we have dedicated servers. This means the developer themselves are hosting the game on their servers, and then your inputs are sent to those same servers, everything is processed and interacts with each other, and then it trickles back down to you. Now this definitely is not the end-all be-all solution for online multiplayer. Now I'll be the first to tell you that I am definitely not an expert in networking or how all of this stuff works, but this is the gist of what I've learned based on my own experiences and based on how Bungie has described it in the TWAB. With dedicated servers, all of your actions and inputs are still being processed and networked over on the host. So if you don't have a absolute perfect connection with that host, you're going to feel a little bit of lag. Your game is going to feel a little sluggish, and you don't feel as grounded as an offline mode of that same game. And that is an absolute best case scenario. A lot of the times, if the developers don't have a good netcode or a perfect server infrastructure, things could feel a lot worse than they ever could on a peer-to-peer system. Now what Bungie has done for Destiny 2 is create a hybrid system, which is going to use partially dedicated servers and partially peer-to-peer. The way it's going to work is that Bungie is going to take responsibility for the hosting and the physics sides of things, and then your console is going to be responsible for processing your inputs. From the sounds of things, it's going to make the game much more crispy and more precise. Not only that, but because of the way it's set up, unlike right now, when someone has a bad connection, they're going to be the ones to feel the symptoms of people teleporting around and being invincible to damage, all of those symptoms that we feel right now when someone else has a bad connection. Now, of course, this is not going to guarantee you an immaculate experience with Destiny 2 online multiplayer, but it's going to help things quite a bit because you're not going to be the one to suffer for someone else's bad connection. The entire section of the blog about this topic is a very interesting read, so if you want to learn more about it, I'll leave a link to it in the description. But one quote that I really want to pull from this article that I think really sums things up very nicely is a quote from Matt Segur, who is the engineering lead on Destiny 2. In regards to whether or not Destiny 2 is going to have dedicated servers, he answered, "We don't use that term, because in the gaming community, dedicated servers refers to pure client-server networking models. Destiny 2 uses a hybrid of client-server and peer-to-peer technology, just like Destiny 1. The server is authoritative over how the game processes and how each player is authoritative over their own movement and abilities. This allows us to give players the feeling of immediacy in all of their movement and shooting, no matter where they live and no matter whom they choose to play with." Anyways, the story here is not to believe the memes and make your own decision, and I'm glad that Bungie has provided us with the information we need to understand what's going on. And then of course we have the emerging Destiny meme of 30 FPS, but we'll save that for a different video. But in regards to lag, that is just the nature of online multiplayer when you're playing with players that are halfway around the world with you, whom all also have different connection speeds. There's no perfect answer. Anyways, do you feel a little bit better about how the Crucible is going to work in Destiny 2? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe for more Destiny content. And I will see you all next time. Many are speculating the return of Night Stalker, Stormcaller, and Sunbreaker, and I'm beginning to agree with them. Now, this does have some basis in rumor, as it's been sort of leaked by the same person who leaked all of the information before the reveal about the game being on Battle.net, Crucible going 4v4, and a lot more information that ended up being true.